Good morning. Today we continue the series of presentations on the device for the development of concentrations PRK1U, created by Dr. Grigori Grabovoi. This presentation is based on the extract from the webinar conducted by him, dated January 27th, 2016. The theme of the webinar: the teaching about God, the evolution of the soul and consciousness to ensure eternal life to the physical body. Interestingly, that Dr. Grigori Grabovoi speaks here about cybernetic systems and their interaction with man. There were several questions, and one of them was if humanity can develop faster with this device, and about the development of divine thinking. And I would introduce directly the extract. I start quoting. Well, the fact is that the device is designed, for example, to develop control for any event, development of concentration for controlling clairvoyance, or for the development of concentration for controlling forecasting, or development of the concentration for rejuvenation. And starting with the development of concentration, for example, for any event, here in fact there is a certain assistance for human consciousness. In the future, this aid is simply for these categories as the first, the second, and the fourth control, and these controls can be implemented linearly, except the development of concentration for controlling forecasting. And thus, practically, the capacity increases in the functions of the device like it has been planned. There's an increase in the performance due to the use of the device, which helps to develop the concentration. As I have said, for controlling forecasting, it is necessary to introduce a special function in the control goal to develop further so much a personality structure, the capacity, so the device would be not needed in the long term. And before this perspective, there may be some periods of time, as long as needed, but such a goal is certainly laid. And it turns out that as a particular person can develop faster due to this type of the devices, at the expense of this particular device, PRK1U, you still can say with a large distribution of such devices. Humanity, yes, of course, it would develop faster. Well, in principle, not merely and apparently faster. The question only is in the fact that it is important that these devices indicate the possibility of interaction of the instrument systems with human consciousness, with thinking of man, and it allows you to develop certain special culture of interaction with the instrument systems of this type. Even with the development of cybernetic systems of this type in the future, even greater development, it can be ensured that these cybernetic systems will not cause harm to living beings, including humans, due to the fact that they are directly associated with thinking, with the life of man, and the vital functions of living organisms for them will be the source of their actions. And by inserting an element of recovery into these cybernetic systems, which we discussed at today's webinar, which is characterized by the fact that the fraction of human consciousness or any other living being can be, to a certain extent, implemented in any object of inanimate nature, including an artificially created cybernetic system, then the so-called revival causes that these cybernetic systems, even with the ultra development, they will never do harm, for example, to man, because they will be harmonized at a qualitatively new principle of human interaction of all living beings with the whole world. And we reviewed this principle today during the webinar, and as it has been said, it is in the fact that life is transferred from the living to the whole world, to all around the world. And in this case, life is not the subject only to the unique combination of infinite past events or only a one-time prior action to create life, but it would be included in the vital activity of a particular person, particular people, living beings, and as I said, it will allow it to create life in the objects of inanimate nature. And through this evolutionary principle here, of course, we can say that then no technical system, even with the ultra or overdevelopment of this system, will not be able to harm the living. And when we considered an ultra-evolutionary area during the webinar, the area of ultra-evolution, then when approaching, it becomes clear that by using this approach in a subtle form, in the sophisticated version, it can be said that any ultra-evolutionary system, including the cybernetic one, any their even super-developed civilization, then this area becomes clear when you use the same evolutionary principle of contact or rapport, which guarantees eternal life under all circumstances and combinations, the systems of development and at different levels of development. End quote. And to develop all these capacities, you are invited to purchase this device for development of concentrations, to apply it in the areas of your businesses, of your activities. You're welcome to the official webpage of individual entrepreneur Grigori Grabovoi, PR Consultant Technologies of Eternal Development. And you may go to the website PR Grigori Grabovoi World or Grigori Grabovoi World. And you may get there more details to see, to watch the testimonies of those who have already tested this device and make your decision to purchase this device, because for sure that is an era of special devices, and you are the pioneers to make this choice. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and see you then. Goodbye.